Hey Saber fans, Tony here from 89Sabers, and today another update video for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. I also have a website, 89Sabers.com, where you can find my finished products and sound fonts, so if you're interested in those, link will be in the description below. So here we have a different type of video. This is a saber for my collection, myself. Lately I've been kind of selling my own sabers away, and so I've been trying to redo my collection in a way that is different and it minimizes, the amount of sabers I have installed versus, actually going to use. Now, what we have here is an 89Sabers K4v2 that has been weathered. This is normally a very hard item to find. Corbanth does have their version of it, an OWK4, I believe is what they call it, which isn't as on par with this quality of 89Sabers K4v2. I was trying to find one initially that was not installed, but I could not find one for the life of me. And so what I did was, I'm amongst the saber community, I found a saber maker who was selling a saber if it was installed. And so I basically talked to him. It's MAB Sabers or MAB Sabers, and he basically I contacted him and said, hey, this is the deal. I want a saber, but I can code and everything, so can I just get, it installed basically. I have the chassis already as well. I can just send you that for my, because I bought the chassis for myself initially, and I just, for the saber, just not going to use it, because clearly I couldn't find the saber for sale. So he was like, yeah, just send me the chassis, have it printed, and I'll just code it with the default Profi and stuff. And, so yeah, he used a Saber Bay chassis. I also have a Saber Bay blade for this saber. Because it is 89Sabers, the blade depth on here is awesome, but one problem with 89Sabers products is that their blade diameter for the sabers aren't exactly true to 1 inch. And so Saber Bay blades fit very well with 89Sabers products. Oh gosh. The saber is very loud. MAB Sabers did a fantastic job. Basically what he did was he installed the chassis that I provided for him. It had a removable battery, an OLED screen, which I completely forgot about actually. I bought the chassis initially, and I honestly forgot that it came with an OLED screen. So he installed that perfectly fine. I got it, and I was just like, I forgot about that entirely. And so you can take out the battery here, removable battery. You've got stock V3 connector there, as well as in there. You have a TSA, or stock, I should say, blade connector in there, so it just connects to the pins in there. And then, of course, 2 buttons, power and aux, and then an OLED screen and a kill switch. It also is featuring, I forget what speaker, he talked to me, we had talked back and forth about speakers and whatnot, and I originally thought, an 89Saber, or not 89Sabers, Smuggler's Outpost would be best, and he was like, well, I have this version of a speaker that is just as loud, and I haven't tested it out yet, and I was like, well, he had some experience with it, I had not, and so I was like, sure, you know what, go ahead and give me the speaker. It is crazy loud. I don't know, I have to remember and message him about it and to make sure I get some speakers like these. This is crazy, crazy loud. On top of that, the resonance inside the pommel is crazy, crazy loud as well. And I actually have, this saber comes with a hidden vented pommel, but it mutes a lot of the sound and kind of condenses it. So what I do to make the saber even louder is I take off the hidden vented pommel. And so it still acts as a pretty good area, tons of venting basically open. And then if you want to display it, you can cover it up by setting it up and sanding it up. And so, yeah, crazy. He ended up drilling and tapping a retention screw in here so the chassis is held in correctly. So when you without the retention screw drilled in and whatnot, this chassis would kind of just fall out and move around. And so this little retention screw holds this chassis in. That's something I didn't initially ask for, that he, put in that initiative in and made sure that worked correctly. So far, this is kind of a whatever saber. A lot of the fonts on this saber are going to be changed throughout the more I use it. I haven't put, what I really want to put on here is Chirophonics / K-Sith's Eternal Twins, because I'm a twin myself, and I thought it'd be really cool. Haven't done that yet. I had made my own conversion of like a Arkan font, and so that's kind of on there. I won't go through all of the fonts and stuff on here. I'll go through as many as possible, because I did put a lot of fonts on there. Just kind of fun ones that I wanted to listen to. Some of them are my fonts because the saber is very loud.
Jungle and wastes are not to be traveled lightly.
The OLED screen I still mess around with to do certain crystals and stuff, but it'll tell you, Profi 6.7. It'll tell you what preset you're on, and then it'll have like a little monitor on there as well while you're using it. So I'm gonna line this baby up. Make sure that the buttons are lined up correctly. The Profi board is centered, and then you kind of sit it on the speaker while you do it, so you can have tactileness or pressure against the pins. Now I'm going to rotate that. There we go. Tighten it enough. And so yeah, Not terribly complicated. I did feel weird because I don't usually buy installed sabers, and so the exception was he wasn't gonna let me buy it unless it was installed. So that's my excuse, I guess. But without further ado, let's put a blade in and show you off some of the fonts. All right. Again, I won't go through probably all of them. I'll probably just go through a few. Let me go back real quick. Of course, I have a passive battery monitor on there and the party blade, because why not? This is a saber that I'm going to use for just bringing around and messing around, you know, going outside and doing stuff. Much like the high ground. If you haven't seen my high ground video yet, definitely go check it out. I basically do a teardown and my initial install, and that's kind of like my daily saber now. So a lot of fun fonts on there as well. Telling Obi Wan story, of course. So here we have Kyberphonics K4v2, which is a New Hope version. This is a Cantina version. That's not it.
Ben Kenobi?
There we go. I forgot I went back. So again, New Hope version. Dark blue with a white swing.
I haven't gone by the name of Obi Wan since before you were born.
Of course, I wanted to start with this version of Obi Wan saber because it just makes sense with the you know, A New Hope hilt. This does have the Force theme on there. Again, stuff that you've seen before on Obi Wan sabers of mine.
Commander Skywalker, do you copy?
This is the same blade style, but this is ESB-V2 by Kyberphonic. This has a really cool blade style, which I'll show off. This has all of Profi features, so blasters, lockup, lightning block, color changing. For this one, it goes directly to a rain blade, but I slowed it down so it looks more like a snow blade, which matches the track, which is a Hoth battle. See that very subtly there. So yeah. Pour some force effects on there. So it reminds me of playing in Battlefront and hearing the walker going around, and you know, you can play as in Battlefront as Luke. And so that's something that I wanted to capture here, is being in the battle, you know. So, next up.
Imperial troops have entered the base. Imperial troops have entered.
Of course, I put some of my fonts on here as well. This is the modern saber. It sounds very good on these, this loud of a saber. More of a medium blue, and then a white swing. A very quiet hum. I add some extra blasters to there that kind of don't make sense, but I had fun with it. Force effects. And lockup. This has a track from Shadows of the Empire. But yeah. Next up.
A Jedi Knight.
This is ROTJ Hero, another font of mine. This is a Luke Skywalker font. Decided to go with a solid green. Has a bar scene on it, because why not? Fun. Next up. Another one of my fonts. This is Durand Fire. This is my Corn Horn sound font. Has a silver blade, but if you do color changing, it'll go directly to purple, because Corn Horn could change his sound fonts between purple and white, or not change sound fonts, but crystals, using his crystals. So yeah. Next up. This is Naboo Jedi, another one of my favorites that I've made. This has a Jedi Fallen Order blade style on it. This is Jedi who'd made his lightsaber on Naboo if he was a Jedi. So Gungan sounds. Of course, why not put my own sound fonts on my own sabers, you know? Lock up, lightning block. And so yeah, very fast retraction. And so this has a Naboo track on there. Might not have added it. Next up. This is Rescue by K4v2, I believe. Yeah. I've demoed this font many times before. It's on my high ground saber. I'll just skip it for now.
Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan sent me.
The Sorcerer by Kyberphonic. This is really cool. This is called Jedi Commando. This is the Arkan Thexan font I was mentioning earlier, where I kind of designed my own. And so the original font's called Jedi Commando. I forgot the maker. I believe it might be Blue Force Company. And so, purple blasters. Force effects I made.
You seem to have suffered for it.
Less than your people did.
Of Arkan talking.
I'm taking you to my father, Valkorion, the immortal Emperor of Zaku. Quite impressive.
And so, yeah. Very, very fun. Very good, the font by whoever made it. This is Battle by Kyberphonic. This is a free font available. This is inspired by, for me, on this font, is based on the 9th Jedi anime that was released, or animated show that was released. And so, it has a track from it. This is a battle track. And then for this one, you can change directly from green to red, which is cool. Next up. This is Survivor Pack. This is the Cyan version from Kyberphonic / K4v2. Of course, I like Cyan, probably the best. This one I have a color changing, so it goes directly from a Jedi Fallen Order blade, which I don't know how well you can see that, and then directly to a stable blade of the same color. So yeah. This is a Mad Cow font. This is Spitfire. This is his Jedi Unstable sound font. I don't really put it on a lot of sound fonts. This is something that I had a long time ago that I liked, and so I'm just using it. Yeah. Next up.
Welcome home.
This is my Unstable sound font. Not my Unstable sound font, but Kyberphonics. I put a Old Republic boot on there. So yeah.
Now this is pod racing.
Another fun one, F1 by Kyberphonic, F1 Speeder, I should say.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Thor, Summon Lightning. This font is called God of Thunder, or Thunder God by Kyberphonic. This one is Tron ID by, I believe, Blue Force Company. I could be wrong. I did add a lot of features to this from different sound fonts as well. Also color change, direct, symbolizing the turn. If you're Evil Tron, cycle blade up and down. Next up. This is Proton Pack by Kyberphonic, a Ghostbusters inspired font. And of course, last but not least, your passive battery monitor, and of course, the party blade. So that kind of concludes the saber that I received from MAB Sabers. It's a beautifully good install. If you haven't already, he's a very good guy. Go follow him. You know, he does a lot of good work as well. I believe he actually does this on the side as like a hobby. So for that being considered, very, very well done. And that kind of concludes it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.